Hey fellow ballers, it's Mark Gordon here. I want to thank you for all the great comments you posted on my last video. Hope you're enjoying them. I wanted to share with you today kind of my philosophy on all this with regards to how it got me here, to the way that I do things today, and hopefully you can pull something from that for yourself. I know on this platform and all the chat groups and everything, we see all kinds of people talking about many different strategies, and I got to tell you, from my time doing this, I've done pretty much all of them. Everything from strangles, verticals, iron condors, like you name it, I've probably done it. 30 DTE, 90 DTE, 1 DTE, 0 DTE, which is what I do now. And what I realized from doing all that is I don't have a stomach for it. Some people do. Some people love it. They thrive off it. I do not. I do not have the internal fortitude to lay thousands of dollars on the line and hope and pray that everything works out over the next week or the next month or even over the next evening. Let me tell you, nothing for me ruins a good night's sleep more than going to bed and not knowing what's waiting for you 9:30 the next morning. To wake up and realize, you know, you're up $500 or you're in the whole $1,500. And then basically you have to make a decision. What are you gonna do for the rest of the day? You're gonna hold off and let it expire and make all your money. You're gonna get out and just make 500 when you could potentially make 2,000. Or do you hope that the $1,500 that you're in the hole first thing in the morning, the market changes and you'll make back that money? Or do you sit on it and hope you don't lose any more? I don't know, right? These are questions that nobody can really answer. They're all personal questions. And for me, I realized very early on that these are questions I don't want to have to ask myself because I don't have the answers. So that is why I now do 0 DTE at 3:30, 30 minutes before closing, hence the name of this group, of this journal. 30 minutes are free, nothing to do with pizza. What's interesting about this approach is it frees me from having to worry about what goes on during the day. And as we know, whether it's announcements by the feds or government reports or industry trends or a war breaks out or something, from 9:30 to 3:30, things can be crazy. And what I found is from 3:30 to 4 is it's its own world. Like it's its own unique universe in the way it acts. It doesn't seem to encompass anything that happened from the hours before. It's all on its own. When you get in at 3:30 and you're there for 30 minutes, forget everything else. Now, having said that, that doesn't mean I necessarily enter the market at 3:30. What it means is at 3:30, I am looking at what 8Ball is predicting for the end of the day. I'm also looking at what he's predicted for about 30 minutes prior to see if there's a trend. That'll give me kind of a better idea on where he's going. When I say he, I mean 8Ball. We know it's an algorithm, but it gives me a better idea where the prediction is. Is it stable? Has it been calling the same thing for the last half hour? Or sometimes it bounces back and forth constantly. A call, a put, the numbers are different, back to calls and puts. It's like crazy. So I kind of look at that. And then, of course, I always look at the market. But I only go back maybe about 30 minutes to about 3 o'clock just to kind of see, has it been trending upward or downward? I use TradingView. So I look at the trend lines. Are they red? Are they green? What do the candlesticks look like? And what I find is not so much looking for trends as I'm looking for signs that will tell me it's going to start going up or down or flat or whatever it might be. So I take a little bit of everything. 8Ball's predictions, the trends before 3:30, the trends progressing after 3:30, and I start with that as a starting point. So what I will do is I will hold on to that 3:30 prediction and I'll wait and see how things move. And I always refer back to the 3:30. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll hold off and maybe at 20 to 4, the market has maybe dipped against me, which means I can now get more, but I will still go back to that 3:30 prediction. I'll still enter the market at that, but instead of making maybe 60 cents that he would have predicted at 3:30, Now I'm making maybe 90 cents or $1.20, depending on how the market goes, if I feel it's going to end up where the prediction says. So that's kind of how I do things. And sometimes I won't. Sometimes if things are really, really crazy, I won't go in at all. I'll just walk away and I'll say, this is not my day. And sometimes I'm right and sometimes I'm wrong. But you know what? My view's always been this. A day without a loss is a win. So I hope today is or was or will be a win for you, whatever that looks like. Talk soon.